Guys, everything you which is book for Prime Me. Because Lovey, the Prime Video production, UK. As I'm going to just go and finish this part one of the book. Chapter 5, June. Oh, yeah, as my boiling coffee hit my tongue. Stupid Starbucks. Don't burn yourself among school. As we were on the way to my second day of school. A second later, she slammed on the brakes in front of school. Jeez, Mom. Was that on purpose? Focusing all my energy on keeping the paper cup perfectly balanced. I said bye to my mom, got out of the car, and flexed my skirt. Then I put a smile on and focused on my energy on keeping the paper cup perfectly balanced. I said bye to my mom, and got out of the car, and flexed my skirt. And then I put a smile on a on and headed toward the entrance. So we don't have class together. We don't have any class together, huh? This soothing musical voice asked. Hey, Liz, if I giving you a sweater, I I have a better excuse to talk to you right now. Your mama bashfully walking next to me. I was unwillingly glanced at him as we went through the door. Liz, Liz, didn't have it. I was running glasses at him as we walked through the door. Liz didn't have the tone physique that Brian or the other football players had, but he was cute. But you don't. I replied playfully. Is 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 all Brian's fault. He blurted. Then it's all is it's all Brian's fault. He blurted, patting his friend on the back as we turned the corner into the hallway. Ryan and Amelia always looked perfect, even first thing in the morning. No bags under his eyes, no flaying hairs, no wrinkles in their clothes. It looked like Brian was prepared to act like nothing had happened. We had different first hour classes that day, so I headed to my locker as I casually held the coffee. I tried to take a sip, but the coffee almost burned my lips. It was still too hot. I got my locker and gazed at the door next to mine. I couldn't help but think of William as I set the cup down to open my locker. Grab my math book, shove it under my arms, close the locker, scoop up my cup, and turn around. The cup went flying out of my hand, spilling boiled coffee everywhere. God damn it, what the fuck? Luckily, I lifted my gaze to meet a pair of eyes burning with rage. Began to tremble as I realized that I bumped into James Hunter and spilled hot coffee all over him. Sorry, I frantically apologized, hoping that my voice conveyed my good intentions louder and clear. I frantically apologized, hoping that my voice conveyed my good intentions loud and clear. He looked down. He looked down to inspect the disaster. The coffee was everywhere, on his shirt, and even more of it had spilled on his pants. Stupid fucking child. You did it on purpose, didn't you? He growled in a gravely voice that sounded like he just walking up. Not, no. I turned around and you were behind me. Me behind you. Tell me what the fuck would I be doing me behind you? Tell me what the fuck would I be doing behind someone like you? The words had a vaguely threatening tone, and I sensed a strange heat flood my cheeks. No, I meant, are you saying it's my fault that your tiny, clumsy butterfingers don't know how to hold onto a cup? Please calm down, I muttered. I asked away from him. Don't tell me what to do. I saw him look over his soaking wet shirt and pants. I couldn't help but smirk. Serve him right. Are you laughing at me, White? He shouted, it making me jump. It thunderous thud rang through the hallway as James grabbed me and shoved me against the locker. I gave you something to laugh about, Snow White, he growled as he squeezed me tightly. The soft, timid cry that escaped my lips seemed to be enough to get him to stop. I tried and failed to wriggle out of his grasp. His chest felt rock hard under my hands. Since you want to touch me so much, come with me, my eyes widened. Forget it, James. James, he demanded as he raised his eyebrow. As, his, as he raised his eyebrow. Who the fuck do you think you are? It's Hunter to you. He roughly grabbed my forearm, moved fast. I don't know what you used to, but I won't come with you if you pay me $1 million. I shot back, pushing a lock of hair behind my ear. His features contorted, and he went from shooting me in nasty glare to sneer smugly. $1 million, he burst out in childish laughter. I noticed two tiny dimples emerge at the side of his mouth, making him look strangely boyish. I don't pay to sleep with anyone. Are you getting into the world or this profession, Snowy? I tell you, it was and just stop listening to me and drag me. James stopped listening to me and dragged me to the hall. Let me go. I screamed as I let me go. I screamed as loudly as I could. He ignored me, only stopping briefly at his locker to grab his workout clothes with his free hand. Cry all you want. You still come with me. My whole short day flashed before my eyes. Was I really going to die before I could confess to my mom that I was the one who finished the whole black Doritos? Where? No, no. To my honor, I realized where this meathead was taking me, the men's bathroom. He's, he sneered, slamming the door behind us. Hunter, what the hell are you? My voice got stuck in my throat. My voice got stuck in my throat as I watched him unbutton his shirt. He stared at me, stone faced, and I started to feel weird. I'd never seen a naked man in my life, and I certainly wasn't planning on having the school bully be the first one I saw. Suddenly, I turned around. What is what is Snowy? What is Snowy too much for a prude to check out a pair of abs, or is she afraid of falling in love at first sight? Not even if you were the last guy on Earth, Hunter. He was even more of an asshole than what Brian and Amelia had told me. It would have been a good idea to turn around and leave, but my instinct to clap back got the best of me. I saw you and you make me sick. After that, in a surge of bravery, a cold grip tightened around my waist, a cold grip tightened around my wrist before forcing me to a turn around. You didn't see anything, Princess. Once again, I found myself at the mercy of his as he stared. But this time I couldn't look away. You really haven't seen anything. Let me go, I pleaded, paralyzed by the sensation of feeling like cornered prey. I already felt like it. I already felt like that every time he was around me. I looked down and noticed his shirt rolled into a ball in the corner. I took a deep breath and was immediately overwhelmed by the scent of his cologne. Don't buy white, he said laconically as he focused on buttoning his pants. I saw him bite his lower lip. A corner of his lips turned upward into a lopsided smirk. This was too much. I kicked him. I kicked him and ran out. I closed my eyes, and just as I lifted my leg, he jeered at me. What the fuck is your problem? Take this, you dumbass. I opened my eyes. There was James Hunter towering over me in his boxers. I looked to my right, then my left, trying to avoid catching a glimpse of his tan physique. But he waved his dirty clothes in front of me. Now I understood. Nervously, I grabbed the crumpled pile of clothes, washed it, and bring it back to me, Princess. You could. James Hunter grabbed me by the sides again. He pushed me toward the shower so easily that for a second it felt like an out of body experience as if I was as late as a feather. No, 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 I shouted. I want to take a cold shower. Want to take a cold shower, Snowy? This guy was completely crazy. How did I get myself into this mess? Okay, okay, I will wash them and give them back to you. Luckily, he grabbed the work clothes that he'd taken from his locker and glared at me one last time. And don't come anywhere near me again, he threatened. Never again will I get Starbucks. Never again. 36. That 36. June. I watched James Hunter uniform praying that it wouldn't fade or shrink in the dryer because then there would have been hell to pay. Now it was 8:30 and the week was about to end in the best way possible with a few snacks and a book in Netflix. Netflix. I just got out of the shower when a missed call from Amelia showed up on my phone. Hey, sorry I missed your call. Can we pick you up tonight? Into a voice reply. Now I was incredulous. We have homework to do Monday and I just got here. I just study. I'm lying on the bed. So it's Friday night, June, Amelia said, as if that would be enough to dissuade me. It wasn't that I didn't like to go out. It was just that nobody had ever invited me. I never been at the same school long enough to make friends. I've been alone forever. How was I supposed to explain that to her? Where would we go? I said as I looked at my body in the mirror. My shocking pink robe left my legs exposed firm or big. Didn't know what to think. They were the first thing that drew my eye when I saw my reflection. I knew I, I knew I knew I didn't conform to today's beauty standards, and even though my waist was nowhere near as narrow as the Instagram influencers, I didn't really care. I was like to eat dessert, and I was too lazy to play sports. I was too lazy to play sports. I taking rhythmic gymnastics classes in elementary school, but after that it was hard to join any teams because I move around so much. Didn't know what people would think of me, and it was always hard for me to understand how they saw me. I thought of Amelia. She was a typical classic beauty with a perfect physique that screamed at me that I needed to go on and direct. music scared me that I needed to go on and die. But even if I did, I never had legs that went out that went on for days, or the perfect waist to hip ratio. I was born with those genes. I wasn't born with those genes. So it's a beach party, June. Are you listening to me? I shook my head vigorously to stop daydreaming and focus on her words. Yeah, sorry. A beach party. I get it. Who's gonna be there? Liz will definitely be there. She answered as if that could convince me. Oh, okay. What's the matter? You're not into him? But maybe they told me that William was coming too, then maybe the conversation would end there. No, I mean, he really nice and he's cute. Cute? How are you? He bursting out laughing. Amelia, are you trying to set me up? He talks about you a lot. Liz? Yeah. Okay, fine. But don't play matchmaker for me. I reapproach her. I'm not trying to, June. I promise. Brian and I will be there too. Dress cute and put on your bathing suit. We'll pick you up in half an hour. We'll pick you up in half an hour. She yelled, brimming the excitement before hanging up. Bathing suit? But, but look at yes, sir. But look at my phone screen. Maybe the jeans and sweatshirt that I already picked out in my head wouldn't work. Discouraged, I flung my closet door open. I untied my robe and let it slide off my back, then put on a bra and underwear. I flinched as I stretched at the mark on my inner thighs. My swimsuit. No way. I went through my clothes. I went through my clothes only to realize that I didn't have anything summery or beachy to wear. Diddy squat. I opted for a pair of long, comfortable shorts and a top that was less sporty than the others. I pushed up my boobs suggestively, showing almost too much cleavage. So, so decided, so I decided to hide behind a comforting sweatshirt. sweatshirt. I considered myself satisfied. I dried my hair and kept it loose. Then looked at myself one more time in the mirror. One time in the mirror. The white sweatshirt went down to my hips, hiding my figure more. Brian parked his jeep in a big open space in front of Crescent Bay Beach, one of the most picturesque, picturesque places in Laguna Beach, famous for its surfing and breathtaking sunsets. Crescent Bay's dog, Brian, Crescent Bay's dog friendly, which is nothing to sneeze at, they said. Some people say they seen dolphins off the coast. And if you come here at dawn in the early morning haze, the rocky formations are even more beautiful. It looks like something out of a fairy tale. Thanks, Base. I think June gets it. I made a cut him off curtly. We reached the beach after there were girls in bikinis everywhere. You could have told me we were going to this kind of party. I muttered in confusion. Because we got to the party, the louder the music got, making it impossible to communicate. I mean, impossible to communicate. You better come here if I tell you, Amelia yelled, letting a cryptic snigger slip. That night, she was even more beautiful than usual. Her long, jet black hair cascaded out her shoulders in waves, contrasting with an ultramarine dress that perfectly accentuated her olive-toned skin. She was barefooted, and the straps of her white bikini peeked out from under her dress. I don't know why, but while I had imagined a bonfire, drunk people, glass bottles, and copious amounts of drugs, it was actually really chill. Some were dressed and some dressed in beach outfits, were holding drinks and talking. Only the music coming from a beach house seemed slightly louder than usual. The beach is only open till 10, explained Bass, as we went into the house. But whose house is? I understand what is going on as soon as I crossed the threshold. Everything I expected to find outside was happening inside. The smell of smoke nauseated me, hitting me in the pit of my hitting me in the pit of my stomach. I almost froze when I saw a couple passionately making out on the couch. We better go back inside. We better go back outside, I muttered. You get something to drink and then you get something to drink and we'll head out, okay? Another turning around to find another turning around to try to find Amelia and Brian who seemed to have disappeared. Brian, you have Ari, explained Liz. I found Liz followed Blaze to the kitchen. He didn't seem perfectly comfortable, but I sensed that he wanted us to stay for a bit. Are you avoiding someone? I asked. He blushed. He handed me a little bottle of water. June, you're wearing. Don didn't hear the end of the sentence very clearly, but judging by the smell, he shot me afterwards. I guess that he given me a compliment. I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that? You look really pretty tonight. I looked into his black eyes curiously. Oh, thanks. I mean, actually, you always are, he clarified. I mean, you're pretty at school too, not just. Let's pick up on my embarrassment and tear off as hard as and tear off as a hard shove sent him tumbling. Tear off as a hard shove sent him stumbling toward me. The kid sound said. Then turning his friends pushing through next to us. I didn't see who did the shoving, but Jackson was the one who said dickhead. You're an embarrassment to men. Blaze was paralyzed, unable to utter a word. I threw all courtesy and every smart thing I've been taught over the years out the window. Hey, I shouted. The only embarrassing things here is your stupid little jacket, Hunter. Jackson turned around, and a clean-shaven guy turned around immediately after, but it was James who walked toward me. His icy gaze made me freeze. Yes, he freeze made me freeze. His icy freeze. His icy gaze made me freeze. Still being a pain in the ass, are you? I told you to stay away from me. Wait, I told you to stay away from you when you keep hovering over me. At the rest of sounding presumptuous. I was telling the truth, but despite this, I felt my knees go weak and my chin tremble. James clenched his jaw. Your point? What are you getting at, huh? That I want something from you. No, wait. Judging by how much you managed to bump into me, I'd say so. I raised my voice so everyone could hear me over the music. James didn't seem to appreciate my presence. He took a step toward me, forcing me to move back. I wrinkled my nose at the descent he gave up. He smelled good. In your dreams, right? I wouldn't ban a prude like you even if you pay me. What was it? His eyes narrowing into two 13 stones. $1 million? Honor, come on, Bill intervened. Please, leave her alone. The calm in his voice seemed to enrage James even more. Or what? You told your daddy so he'll expel me from a shitty school again? As soon as Hunter looked away from me, I took control and pushed him away. Let us go, Blaze. This idiot don't deserve anything, especially not our attention. I turned, but James grabbed my arm so hard that I let out a gasp. You're playing with fire, princess. Watch out, because there's no escape when I fight back. Are you really sympathetic that you stooped to threatening a girl? Behind me, Brian's voice broke the standoff. Amelia was with him. She shot James and his friends a look. She shot James and his friends a look. Two factions had formed again. Brian, Amelia Blaze, and me against James Jackson and the clean-shaven guy whose name I didn't know. Amelia and James stared each other down, and I didn't know what had happened between them and what kind of hold she had on him. But suddenly he decided it was time to stop. Let's go. Let's go. I got better things to do tonight, he said as he turned around. I wanted to know exactly what his brother disappear around Amelia. I'm sorry, they didn't want to end up in the middle. Apologized Blaze. But the facial expression changed almost instantly. When I danced, he asked, catching me off guard. I gave him a confused look. I'm used to these kind of messes, he shrugged. You get used to it, shall we? Now I have now I have 2 other feet. I tried to counter, but it was too late. Blaze had already taken me by the hand and was dragging me into the crowd, dancing in the living room. I have 2 other feet too. Who cares, June? Even though I was reluctant, I followed his lead, improvising awkward moves. We ended up laughing at one another, even more than expected. My mom would get so mad at me. I, ex- I exclaimed into his ear. Why? I just told her I was going to a media just for a few hours, and instead I'm dancing with a bunch of strangers. No, you're not dancing with the guy who's nice to you. This made me smile. I barely knew him, but he seemed trustworthy. There didn't seem any malice or cruelty in his face. We danced, or more specifically, we embarrassed ourselves without caring about about anyone, about anyone or anything. I was getting hot, so I took off my sweatshirt, not caring about only wearing my skin-tight top. Do you want to know the truth? I hate being in the middle of all these people, said Blaze. At that time, my sweatshirt around my waist. Your dancing skills says otherwise, I teased. Do you know? Do you want to know why? They're all drunk. What better way to use my social skills and come out of my shell than when nobody will remember me much as I made an ass out of myself? What is that your MO, please? Well, introverts will ever admit it, but they often got but often get drunk just to get some self confidence. Not like drinking. I prefer when others do it. It's it's more fun to listen to the silly stuff they tell you when they're completely gone. I was making an effort to do a particularly embarrassing dance move when I recognized Will's face in the crowd. I rubbed my eyes to make sure I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't. He was watching me. I lifted it and lifted the corner of my mouth into a hint of smile. I lifted the corner of my mouth into a hint of a smile that William reciprocated right away. All right, I'm gonna get a coke, announced Blaze when he noticed us gazing at each other. I felt bad as I watched him walk away, hoping that I hadn't down, let him down, let him down. My thoughts were just starting to spiral when I realized that William was walking toward me. Stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. Hey June. Oh God. My comment. Oh God. My comment stands went out the window immediately. Hey William. I put my hands behind my back to hide my nervousness. Are you here with Blaze? My eyes widened. I hadn't been expecting such a direct question. What? No. I mean, we're here as friends, I stuttered. William directly curved his lips, then touched a lock of his hair to diffuse the awkwardness. Stay calm, June, I told myself as I gazed at him. It was impossible. It was specifically impossible that a guy like William Cooper could like me. It was just too hard to be real. He never wanted to waste his time with a girl like me. I never thought I was pretty enough, but one day Fiona Burton, the most popular girl at the high school in Seattle, told me, "You know, June, you'll be pretty. You will be pretty, but when guys look at you, my birthday, the most popular girl at the high school in Seattle told me, no, June, you'll be pretty, but when the guys look at you, they see you as a friend." I asked her what had prompted her to tell me this. As she continued, they don't care about your baby face. They only see your baggy clothes, your makeup free face, and how they let you act. No, they want a girly girl, not one of those guys. Not one of the guys. As professional as Rihanna was, I listened to her. Partly because I had a crush on her, and partly because she was right. No guys had ever paid attention to me. But at this very moment, in this familiar beach house on the coast of Crescent Bay, William was paying attention. He looked at me, and I didn't know what to say. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a choice, June. He said, still smiling. He moved closer to me, and I let myself be swept away by his fresh laundry scent. Do you prefer to talk or dance? Talk, I responded immediately. I prefer to talk, too. Let's go outside. The person followed him to the front door. William opened it and motioned for me to go through. The beach was teeming with people, but a lot of them were leaving. He leaned against the wall. How on earth did you ended up here? How on earth did you ended up here? He asked. My mom's an artist. We moved here from her work as luck would have it. She had business here in Los Angeles. I caught a spark of interest in his expression. Are you staying for long? Who knows? I wrapped my arms to warm myself. William straightened and in close to my face. You know, I like it, he said, before fixing his blonde hair. What do you like? The gray of his eye was deep and unreadable. Like a painting you can stop staring at even if you're not sure what it means. I pushed my hair behind my ear nervously. I like that you're here at the same school as me, June. Wait, I see. I see you every day, but every day could be also. I see you every day, but every day could also be the last. William was getting so close to me that it was too hard to hold his gaze. Romantic, isn't it? Corporate gem, right? I added it with a smile. Tell me I didn't say that out loud. Instead of teasing me, William nodded. Our breath almost touched when I heard him whisper, "Where do you come from, Junwei?" "The same place where you did, but luckily we have different moms." I didn't say that part out loud. Fiona Burton's words echoing in my head. Remember, June, guys don't want to hear everything that comes into your head. It's too impulsive. I let my now dry lips, and William stared at me for a few moments. My heart started racing. It looks like he wanted to kiss me. Was my heart going crazy? I motioned my lips, and he did the same. I closed my eyes. Well, eventually, I recognized that call. James Horner's arrogant meathead voice was unforgettable. What the hell are you doing? His aggression made my stomach turn. I told you to get the bait, not to rail Snow White against the wall. He took 2 steps in our direction and looked at me disdainfully. disdainfully, disdainfully. Nobody's rating anybody. Maybe, maybe you hit your head when you were little, I retorted, late struggling to maintain eye contact. My response was enough to make James Hunter stop. Everything about him irritated me, even the blending white t-shirt under his leather jacket. Come on, James, leave her alone. Wouldn't reproach him without getting an answer back. What the hell are my cartridges? I gave them to you. I, I gave them to you. I saw William shake his head. And then he turned to me but spoke to Hunter. I'll go get them. I'll be right back. Huh? What? I said, worried. No, don't leave me with. No, don't leave me here with. William headed to the house, and I didn't have enough time to move even an inch when James Hunter cornered me, trapping me between his arms. Look, Princess, maybe this simple idea is too hard for you to understand. I won't let him see me trembling. Stay away from me has a very clear meaning. Don't get the middle of shit. Not with me, not with any of my friends. William is one of them. William William is one of them. Do you understand? I started. That hyperventilating. All Jones had to do was look down to see me painting. His glance lasted half a second, but it was just enough to make any tug cling to my chest. An inexplicable warmth took hold of my stomach, and I prayed that he didn't notice. James pulled back and curled his his fingers to turn the vape pen on. "You're nobody. Do you know that?" I said. His usual arrogant expression faded as the corner of his mouth curled into a scornful smile. He inhaled the smoke without talking. You can tell anyone who you can tell anyone what they can and can't go out with. I insisted. What do you think? I care who you go out with. You could bang half the school now. You could bang half the school, Snow White. He whispered. Potent, I felt a potent electrical go shiver. So long as they're not my friends, he concluded, turning his head behind him as he exhaled a plume of smoke from his lips. Then, then he brazenly leered at every inch of my body again. That body then backflipped backflip in my stomach multiply. Who the hell do you think you are? Two. A moment later, I felt the tip of my nose stab my cheek. What do you want from William? Nothing. Didn't want to. I was referring to. Do you want to fuck him? Mm, I, I don't want to fuck. Keep going. I want to hear you say it. He whispered, his his half-open mouth a quarter inch from mine. I smelled the vape smoke on his breath. It wasn't pungent, maybe because it was mixed with some sort of sweet flavoring. His lips were cherry red and his eyes were a dazzling blue. The colors that decorated his face played with me already intoxicated the senses. I don't want to fuck anyone. I swallowed. His full lips came so close to mine that the same thought crossed my mind again. What was happening to me? Up until 2 days ago, nobody would look twice at me. Tonight, in the span of 2 minutes, who in the span of 2 minutes, two of the most popular guys in school to seemed to want to kiss me. I must be losing my mind. There was no other explanation. Seeing him catch his lower lip on his front teeth made my stomach turn. What the hell are you doing? I turned around suddenly. William. His voice sounded muffled. Right at the moment, right at the moment, I realized that James' eyes were wide open. His already dilated pupils, his already dilated pupils expanded lit even more. In that moment, I saw fear in James' Hunter's eyes. Was he scared of William? That was impossible. I was still being mistaken. I know nothing. Some wait, want to wait, and I obliged, and I obliged. James remarked, shrugging. A trembling as I felt the impact of his palm hit the wall behind me. I saw him rest the I saw him rest his ring-clad hand clad to the right of my face. Then, without even asking me, he shoved the vape between my lips. Breathe in, he murmured really fiercely. What the hell is going on? What did James, who seemed to not be afraid of anything or anybody, feel this kind of overwhelming fear around William? Exhale now or you will suffocate. I expel all the smoke like carrying a vibe blew in his face. He didn't seem bothered by it. Instead, he languidly licked his lower lip and put the vape pen back in his mouth. Um, sorry, June. Williams' voice broke me back to reality. I saw a look of fear of flesh. I saw a look of fear of flash in the eye. Sorry. I saw a look of fear flash in James' eyes again, and William came closer to us. Something didn't add up. Is it bothering you? Asked Williams, pushing his friend away. Yes, I mean no. I was so shaken that I didn't want. I was so shaken that I didn't know how to respond. Here are those carriages I owe you. William threw the carriages at James' leather jacket and motioned for him to leave, but James didn't budge. Other guys came to keep him company. William grinned at me innocently, showing his perfect teeth. You could say I have questionable taste in friends, he said with a chuckle. He was probably joking, but I took it seriously. James stayed there to vape with his friends, but every time I glanced in his direction, he was staring at me. I licked the corner of my mouth and tasted the strawberry flavor mingled with bitterness of the smoke. You okay, John? William tilted his head, gazing at me attentively. I proudly tried to understand why I had such a dazed look on my face. On my face. We had been just about to kiss before Jason interrupted, but I wanted to be kissing Williams now. The magic of the moment was already gone. I smelled James Hunter cologne on me, and his eyes pierced through me every time I caught him staring at me. All of a sudden, the situation started to go on my nerves, and I decided that it was time to head up. Well, I'm I'm fine, but he tried to pass me a cup of what happened to be orange juice, but I turned it down. Maybe it's better for me to go back to my friends. I'm sorry if that bothered you. Now, though, see you at school, I said before, putting on my sweatshirt. I was about to go back into the house. Then I noticed James showed me a shit-eating grin. He might have won that time, but I vow that it will never happen again. Series 1911.